What's up, everybody? This is Podcast Gameoverse, episode 138 for Saturday, It's March 25.
Yeah, it's March.
2023. I am Wasabi Ice Cream. Joined as always by my dude Rick. What's up?
Yo, what's up, Sabi? What's up, everybody? We have a pretty fun show. At least I think it's fun. I'm kind of biased, though. I think all of our shows are fun. We got quite a bit to talk about. Valve's making a new game, which, fuck, go buy a
Yeah.
lottery ticket right now, man. Like,
This
but
week
no,
is
well, we got,
very exciting.
yeah, it is. This has been a very exciting week, so I can't wait to get into it. You can't wait to get into it. But let's start where you always start, man. Tell the people what you've been playing.
Diablo 4.
Yes, I wanted to try that beta, but I got a baby, so I haven't had time to try it. How is it? How's the beta so far?
So I actually want to I want to talk about just in general these Diablo games.
Yeah,
Because you were playing Wilson. Is that how you say that?
I'm playing Wolken. I don't give a fuck, but it's fun. I'll talk about that a little bit. So,
You've been playing Woken. I've been playing Last Epoch. I also been playing Path of Exile.
yeah,
And then I played Diablo last week. And remember we were like brainstorming like ideas and shit. I came up with like the ranking of Diablos. We just like rank fucking Diablo games.
oh yeah, the Diablo likes, yeah.
Yeah. We got to bring that back, dude, because because I've been playing a lot of these now. Because after playing Diablo 4, I'm like, I just had an itch, man. I just had such an itch.
Yeah,
It's like
I've been
brought it
feeling that
back.
with Wolken, dude. Like I've been feeling that with Wolken Wilson because like playing through that, I was like, I'll go into a little bit more detail. I think of that game, but I was playing that, and I was like, ooh, I want to play like Grim Dawn again. I want to play Titan Quest. I want to play like
Yeah,
all of these different. The technical term is ARPGs, but they're Diablo likes. Let's be honest here. That's what the
yeah.
world knows them as.
So Diablo 4, I played the closed beta last week. The open beta is active right now,
Yeah,
so anyone can just install that and start playing right now. And there's more classes open now. I think the Necromancer's out, the Druid's out. So if you did play it last week, you can get back in and try the other classes that weren't available. But I played my uh, mage class. I always try to make the same character in these games, which is a lightning based mage, always. And in Diablo 4, I don't even know where to start, man. Cause I did play Diablo 3 on console a long time ago. I mean, it came out. I
yeah.
finished it on console a while ago, so I wasn't like keeping up with it. So I don't know. I'm not really the Diablo guy, even though I want to be. It's just I want controller support, and this game fucking has straight up controller support
Good
straight out the
shit.
gate. And
Good shit.
one of the big things is the dodge mechanic that was on controllers on Diablo 3, only on consoles, is now available on for everyone. So basically, they unified the control scheme for both controller and keyboard and mouse, so everyone can do the same shit. The dodge mechanic here, though, is way different. I don't really like it because it's on a cooldown, and you only get one dodge to start with. So you can only dodge like once, like every, I think it's like 2 seconds or some shit like that.
Okay.
Which like sucks because if you're trying to avoid damage, you can't really get the dodge out. I don't know. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the point. You can get gear that gives you more dodges, so you can dodge like twice before the cooldown starts or 3 times, which is cool.
Wilson has a cool way of handling dodges. I'm going to tell you about it in a little bit.
Like it looks incredible visually,
Yeah.
like the environments, there's everyone's voice acted. It's just like visually it looks great, environments are great, atmospherics are great. Um, I was having a lot of fun with it. The skill tree is pretty good, I think, just in terms of how many options you have and the different ways you can build your character. Um, you can the lightning mage I wanted. It gives you basically every element for the mage. I only tried the mage, so I'm not sure how the other classes are yet. But for the mage, it just gives you options basically just for every element, and it gives you like your starter skills, the ones that the generators, I guess,
Yeah.
and it gives you six of them. It gives you two for like each element, I think. So basically, I chose the two lightning ones, and then once you spend enough points, you can get like the next tier of spells, and then you go up from there. It's like a little tiered system, and then there's like passive abilities you can get, and so then it makes it real easy. It's just like it's pretty simple. It's not. They didn't go the path of exile route with it, where it's like you can you can just do anything with anything. It
Yeah.
is just hey, spend the point and you get this skill, and then you can use it. And then each skill has like maybe like 5 levels on the main skill, and then it branches out into like two modifiers that you can get for them. Uh, so you can get your skill, and then you can get like modifiers that changes it in different ways. But it's never like super complicated. Which um, I like that they're not going the Path of Exile route because Path of Exile is a little too complicated. Like I love the freedom that it gives you, but it does get a little complicated to where it's like, yeah, I
Yeah.
gotta pull out the spreadsheet now, and you know, I gotta follow some guides here to see if my character's viable.
Oh yeah,
So
it's very like mechanically heavy.
yeah,
Path of Exile. So I kind of like that Diablo. One of the things I like about Diablo is that it kind of streamlines it. It focuses a lot on like the action RPG part of it, and I love that. And I like that Diablo 4. It sounds like it's doing the same thing. Like that's fucking awesome.
yeah. Um, the performance is dog shit. Absolute dog
That's what I
shit. I mean,
heard.
it is beta, I guess. Well, I think Nvidia put out a driver update like yesterday to try to fix some of it. I don't know how much of it is on their part, just a driver update, or how much of it is on the game, but it runs like shit. So
Yeah.
know that if you're gonna get in on that on the beta. Um, yeah, man. So I've also been playing. So I've been playing these other ones too. Just like dude, I went on a tear and just like installed like every fucking Diablo game on Steam,
Yeah.
and then like I landed on Last Epoch again because when I was talking about it like a week or two ago
Yeah, I remember.
that it wasn't quite there yet, which is it's not quite there yet, but it is. They've been putting out like patches on top of patches because they released their 0.9 update, and now they have like they've been putting out. Oh, here's the A update. Here's the B update. Here's C, D, E, F. I think they're on F now. So they've been patching their patch, and it's performance way, 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 way better now. Way better.
Yeah.
So it actually runs. It actually runs extremely well now, and I've been having a fucking blast with this game, dude. Because here's okay. So here's what I like about Last Epoch. It's like a in between of Path of Exile and what Diablo is doing, where it's not so simple that you don't really have a lot of customization in the way your skills work. In Last Epoch, you have almost total customization, which I didn't even realize until I started digging into the skills themselves. Because instead of there being 1,000 skills that you can just combine and mix and match like Path of Exile, and instead of just having like only a few skills with like a couple modifiers, every skill has its own skill tree, and you can modify it through the skill tree. So me being a lightning mage, you can go into something that looks like an ice spell, or it'll start out as an ice spell, but if you go into the skill, you can turn it, you can modify it so it does lightning damage, or you can
Yep, that's
modify it so
dope.
it does fire damage. And I'm like, this is fucking awesome. Because I didn't realize it until I started. The skill tree, Diablo does this too, where the skill tree, you can search in it for like different keywords. So if you just wanted to search the word like lightning, if you're making a lightning mage, you can just search the word lightning, and it'll show you it'll highlight all the lightning related skills. But in Diablo, it's not really useful because it's obvious which ones are lightning. Like only the ones that are lightning, they're blue, are
Yeah,
lightning. It's not that complicated. But in Last Epoch, it'll like everything that does anything related to lightning. You search on there and it'll be like, yeah, converts lightning damage or chain lightning, or it'll like you can have it like trigger your other lightning related skills by casting a different skill, and it'll chain and it'll do all the chaining that your other skill does. It's like fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. So I spent a lot of
that's
time with
really
that.
cool. You would the Wilson's got some stuff like that too that I'll go into in a little bit. But dude, I've been on the same kick. Like ever since I played Wilson, I've been on a huge kick of like looking at these Diablo likes, and I personally like the ones that give you the customization. I do, even though they can get a little complicated if you're not like paying attention to what you're doing. If you don't have like an idea in mind of what you want to go with,
Yeah,
it can get very overwhelming because you just like build your character to shit. So
yeah. So I always build a lightning mage, or at least I always try to. Sometimes the game doesn't facilitate that, and then I just don't play that game. You know what I'm saying? So, um, and that's what I liked about Diablo 4 is that I instantly saw, oh yeah, I can straight up just make my lightning mage here, and it works. And it's really good. So that was one thing. It does not have another thing I'm looking for in all these games is an overlay map.
doesn't have an overlay map.
It does not have an overlay map.
Ooh, that might be a deal breaker for me.
It
I
does
need
not
that
have an
overlay map. I
did
need that
Diablo
overlay map.
Diablo 3 have an overlay? I don't
It
remember.
does.
Okay. Well, this does not, and it's a problem because the world is very open and densely packed with like dungeons scattered around and cellars, which is crazy. Every cellar in the game looks exactly the same. It has the exact same layout, which is a bummer.
That's annoying.
You'll go into these like cellars, and every single one has the same layout. Weird,
That is
but
annoying.
yeah, like the map is really cool because there's just the random events scattered around that you'll just walk into. It's almost like designed like an MMO almost. Um, Kind of like Lost Ark. It's almost like a Lost Ark, but not quite as MMO-y. But you'll just be walking around and you'll just see other players just doing stuff. You can just tag along with them. It's pretty cool. And there's just so much stuff to do in the world that you just like you just walk past like a dungeon. You just go into this dungeon and be like, oh, there's a fucking quest in here, or like you'll like loot like a random body, and it'll just have a quest that just starts randomly on it. And you're like, oh shit, there's just a thing here. Um, Really cool, but to find out where you're going, you got to keep opening the fucking map because there's no overlay map, and you can't, and everything's so zoomed in that you just can't really see anything. So
That's a
like
bummer.
that was like my main issue with it was like the overlay map and then the performance. But what I don't know. I think that might be it. The story. The story is really actually pretty interesting.
You could tell me how interesting it is. I don't give a fuck. I don't play Diablo for the story.
Neither do I. Neither do I. But it's like the way they present it. It's I never care about. I'm playing like Last Epoch and it has a story and I'm like I don't care. I'm just killing shit. But
Yeah, same.
in this the way they present it is like really enticing. It's like really dark, really really grim, and like the whole world just seems like it's fucking just in a state of in a bad way, and like and you can feel it, and it's the way they present the story is way more cinematic um than like Diablo 3. And also like your character, you create your own character too, so you feel like you have a bit more of a connection to the story when it's like your character, and you can see their face narrate the one interacting with and all the cutscenes and shit.
That's cool. There's some like attention to presentation on it at least. That's another
Yeah,
thing I got really excited for is the attention to presentation.
yeah. And it's the way they cut some of the scenes, almost like fucking like Tarantino sometimes, because they'd be
Oh
like
yeah.
they got like a guy in the ceiling that's like fucking like panning around with a camera up there, and you're like, wow, that was an interesting shot. Um, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think that's it. I'm buying this game, dude, and you're never gonna see me again. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Ooh, I gotta
it's
pick it up.
like
I'm playing a ton of, I'm playing still a few games right now. So I haven't beaten Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So that's like on my list. I just picked up the Resident Evil 4 remake. I'll go into that in a little bit. But I was still playing Wolken. I don't know how it's pronounced. And at first I was kind of like, it's all right. I'll be honest, I was kind of whatever about it. I thought like it's a decent game or whatever. Doesn't do anything special. And then I started really getting into it. And this game, the customization in this game is fucking insane, dude. Like, there's stuff on here I didn't know you can do. Like, there's a skill tree, right? Pretty traditional skill tree. You have trees that link into other trees, and it's on a ring. So in a normal game, it's like, oh, I want to go to this end of the tree. I got to build it that way, right? But each ring of the tree can be turned and twisted, so you can build your character literally however you want. It's insane the way the skill tree works. As soon as I noticed that, I was like, I could build my character any direction I want them to. And then if I'm bored with that, just turn the ring to another spot and then I can build that direction. It's really cool that it doesn't limit you to just how the trees connect to each other. You can go in any tier you want, any direction you want. It's really cool. And on top of that, each skill is they're called enaraks in this game, and they're loot. You can find them in the overworld. That's how you get your skills, your active skills and stuff. And those level up from having them equipped while you're fighting. And you can change those once you hit a certain level. So you can have a skill that's like you can have a skill like I have a skill that throws an axe around me and it spins around in a circle. And you can customize that skill to like, oh, maybe it has less cooldown. Maybe it follows around me longer but does a little bit less damage. Maybe it generates like force shield while it's active. You can customize that. You can even change the element. Like it starts out as a physical damage attack, and you can change it to like sacred or fire. And I kind of hit this build that I kind of made up as I went along just to fuck around with it. But it's pretty viable so far. I'm a like spell casting like warrior character, and it has skills that I have a magic spell that like teleports me to a group of enemies and does damage, and I customized it to give me damage resistance and shield after I use it. So it teleports me into the shit, which gets me all
okay.
close range to use my melee attacker stuff, and I take less damage for a little while after I do it. So it gets me right into the shit, makes me more effective to do it. I also customize it to do fire damage, and I have an ability in my skill tree. When I deal fire damage, I absorb shield from enemies relative to the fire damage I deal. So as I'm doing this, I'm building up this shield. Like, so I don't have a lot of points built into defense, just because all the damage I'm doing with fire is like basically giving me that shield. So I'm not getting wiped. And I have other skills that facilitate that too. Like all my skills have some sort of fire addition to them, and they're either used to close a distance or deal damage up close. I have a magic spell that's like a force push, but it does fire damage. And if I kill a group of enemies with it, I get a percentage of shield based per enemy I kill in one use. It's really interesting the way. I don't think this is a build that's like actually out there that's like end game viable. I'm sure if I take it online, people can be like, "What is this? You should be running up blah 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 blah." But I'm having fun with it. At the end of the day, that should be all that matters, right? And what's cool with the mana system, the resource system, is you have one bar that's split into two parts. There's wisdom and rage. Wisdom is what you use to cast spells. Rage is what you use to cast physical attacks. So things like rogue abilities, putting down turrets, vaulting, or warrior abilities like rage shouts or those vault attacks, the stuff you see in warrior builds or like tornado spins. But the gimmick is you build up rage by getting hurt, or by dealing damage, or by using wisdom. So your wisdom bar fills up naturally over time, but that takes away from rage. So it's like a tug of war. When you use wisdom, you build up rage. When you use rage, you build up wisdom. So if you facilitate the skills to kind of pull back and forth from that, I'm just dropping skills all the time. You know what I mean? I'm just pulling from one resource, adding to another, then pulling from that resource to add back to that one. It's really cool the way it does it. And it almost like encourages you to do that because the only restriction to the skills you could use are the weapons you have equipped. But you can dual wield. So I have a sword in one hand, a casting object in the other. So I have the sword to let me use rage skills, and the casting object let me use wisdom skills. That's how I'm able to use this like warrior sorcerer hybrid build. It's fucking incredible how much fun I'm having with it. I know IGN gave it a mediocre review,
Yeah.
but I'm having fun with this, dude. I'm legit having a lot of fun with this. I'm surprised how much fun I'm having with this.
This is
Again,
one I did install this.
yeah,
Um, on my handheld device, it runs
yeah,
way better than it does on my PC, which is
that's
weird.
fucking hilarious.
So I was
That is
playing it
really
on
funny.
that. The controller support isn't great though. Like
Oh
it's
yeah,
there, it's there. It's like bare minimum. It's like what Path of Exile was like when it first
I
added
heard
controller
it got
support.
better. I heard it got a lot better. Um, all the reviews I'm reading online are just saying like how much better it's gotten since release.
Yeah.
So it might be worth checking out again. I don't know if it's
No,
still
this
on
was this
sale. I
was
got
like
it for.
last week. This was after I Diablo. This was like last week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's a
no, this
bummer.
was yeah. Um,
That's a bummer. That's a
it
bummer.
looked it looked it well, it was mostly like the UI and stuff. Like the UI was just impossible to navigate with a controller. Like playing it was fine, but whenever you pull up a menu, you have to like use like a mouse or like a virtual mouse. You use like the stick
Yeah.
as a mouse. Um, but yeah, it had stuff in there. Where I was like, this looks fucking awesome, but uh,
Yeah,
I need
it's
to use
it's
a
pretty good
controller.
so far, man. The only complaint I have to make a complaint on it, is that because of the way the skills work, like I said, they're randomly they drop from enemies. So it's like gear. You
Oh,
find it once you find it, you like
like
activate
Path
it
of
and you get
Exile.
similar, but I think Path of Exile you equip it to your weapon, right?
Like
Um,
you keep it to slots, yeah.
with this, you have a bar, right? Your hotkey bar, and once you activate it, it's unlocked, and you can just equip it to that bar whenever you'd like.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can stow it away, use it again, but it's not like a resource. Once you activate it, you have it forever. The problem is that it's like it drops like gear. So
Yeah, that was one thing I don't like about. Yeah, that's the one thing I don't like about Path of Exile does that too, where it's like you got to drop them, or you can like there's a shop where you can like kind of just buy them, but it doesn't. I feel like I don't know what my options are from the beginning if I don't get to just see them. Because like in Last Epoch, it is what it is. Like you level up and then you unlock them, and you can just see them out the gate, and you can go into them and look at all the options and kind of just plan stuff out.
yeah,
But
that's the problem I was having too, because I was like, and I wanted to do this like mage sorcerer character, but it's kind of weird to have a character go from like swinging a hammer at you to like shooting fireballs from a distance.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, this isn't gonna like jive very well until I found skills that like, oh, there's a magic spell that like blinks me into groups of people and it restores my shield when I use it. That's really cool. And there's another skill that like does like a force push that can restore my shield for enemies I kill and even restore my cooldown. So that's when I started to like really get into it because I started to see like the potential it has. But yeah, it is kind of a slog in the beginning because I don't know what the fuck I can do yet. Um, but I am having a lot of fun with it. I'm surprised how much fun I was having with it. I spent $10 on this game, and I was expecting like $10 of fun, and I'm getting way more than that. So, what does that tell you? I think it's worth it. If you can get it on sale, it's definitely worth it. I think it's worth like at most probably with the options we have out there. I'm not saying it's a bad game, but with the other options we have out there, the competitions out there, $20 I think is a sweet spot you want to spend on this game.
Yeah. I think last epoch is like 30, I think. 30 or 40.
Yeah,
And it's that game's gonna be the next big thing. If it's
you
not
think so?
if it's not gonna be it's gonna be Diablo #1 because it's Diablo. And then I think fighting for that second spot is gonna be either Path of Exile or Last Epoch. I think it's gonna be one of
Yeah, you
those
think so?
two. Yeah. Like it's fucking good. It's fucking good. And it's like and they're kind of just doing their own thing. It doesn't really feel like again, it feels like they've carved out their own spot in the way that things in their like mechanics. Oh, one other thing I got into is loot filters. Um, Diablo doesn't have loot filters.
Really? That's like
Uh,
kind of a staple, isn't it?
not that I've seen. I didn't see any. I didn't see any option for it. So, or like like customizable loot filters, so you can say, hey, don't show me any
Like common items or
yeah, yeah, or like highlight all the items that have this enhance this damage type or shit like that. I didn't see any option for that in the beta. Maybe the full game will have some,
yeah.
but Last Epoch really it has very powerful tools. To just get in there and like customize uh the way everything like what shows when you drops and how it shows. It can like highlight and color specific things, and that's really cool. So I got into loot filters. um,
That's really cool. I think that's pretty standard. I think Diablo 3, it has loot filters, but I don't think it's that like intense. You
yeah,
can't tell it like, oh, only show me items with this damage type. You can
most
separate it like, oh, only show me like common, only show me like rare or magical. Don't show me common stuff.
I think a lot of these
But
games have loot filters. Um, Diablo 4 doesn't, at least not that I saw. But like Path of Exile does too. But there's no way to customize it in game. You have to like go outside, like and go to like a website and do everything. Last Epoch just has it like built into the game, where you can just do it
uh,
right from the game. You don't even have to, and it's super simple. It's super simple the way they did it. So like any novice, like any noob, can just go in there and be like, I just want to use hammers, and you can just have it just show you hammers, like basic shit like that. It's really easy to do.
see, that's really cool. Ooh, we're eating, dude. Like Diablo fans are like eating good. Like there's a lot of options right
Yeah,
now. If you're into that type of game, like
yeah,
there's options right now for that, dude. And I'm cool with it. There's something about it, like just relaxing, maybe smoke a bowl or have a beer and just
yeah,
fill the map up and watch dudes just drop. There's something cathartic about it. I can't describe, man.
yeah.
It's
So
definitely a vibe that's like specific to that genre. Um, Yeah, I can't wait to see like Diablo 4 come out. I'm probably not gonna get it day one because I'm playing a bunch of shit right now. But I'm excited for that to come out because it looks really good. My brother doesn't even like these types of games, and he's like, "Yo, so do you need to play Diablo 1 through 3 to get 4?" He's like messaging me about it because I'm always talking about how good Diablo is. So
yeah, no, 4 actually is pretty standalone in terms of the story. Like it doesn't
yeah,
exist. I'm sure it's
yeah,
like the
it is
same
very
universe
much
and
its own
shit,
thing. Yeah,
but
I think it's like a prequel. I'm not sure.
okay.
I might be wrong, but It's like, who gives a fuck? If you're
Like
playing, I'm gonna
Lilith,
be honest, if you're playing these
they
games for the story, you're fucking up.
they
Like,
show you the fucking boss like straight up, and you talk to her like fucking like that's how good the story is right now. Is like they show you fucking Lilith and like her son, the first necromancer or whatever the fuck, and they like show you these guys straight up right from the beginning, and you like interact with them. It's like it's really cool.
that is really cool. See, the game knows like what it's trying to do, and I like that. And again, I'm not gonna play it for the story. I know there are some Diablo fans out there that like love the lore, but that's not what I'm playing it for, dude. I'm there to watch numbers go up. I'm there to watch shit die. Like that's what I play Diablo for.
Yeah.
And Diablo 4 is definitely going to facilitate that. I'm
That's
cool with
I
it.
again I cannot stress enough how interesting the story is though. Like
Yeah,
you will stop to actually watch all the cutscenes and like listen to all the dialogue because it's pretty enticing the way they've done it. So
I believe you. I believe that you believe that. But I've played a ton of these games, man. Every time someone tells me the story's great, I'm like, okay, I believe you. But I don't. That's not what I play them for. I don't know what it is. See, my brain just tunes it out. Um, I'll give it a shot though. I heard the presentation of this is quite a bit better. So the story is like a huge part of it. So I might get into the story on this
it's
one, but
way
we'll
better.
see.
The only part I only started skipping shit because I knew I was gonna have to do it again once the game came out. So
Yeah. Okay, I'll give it a shot then. Once the beta's still like impossible to get into, right? They have these long ass like queues to get into a server.
no, it should be better today. The first day was like a stress test. So the second day, like when I started playing last Saturday, I got in instantly. It wasn't a problem at all. So,
Yeah,
but there are more people. It's open now, so there's more people. Shouldn't be a problem.
I'll have to give it a shot then. I really want to play it. It looks just like a lot of fun. That's
Good.
just it. It looks just like fun, man. And like, what's wrong with that? Just wanting a game that's fun. Um, I'll have to get into it for sure. If the beta's open, I might give it a shot. If I'm not like, if I'm taking breaks between like this and Resident Evil, I'll give it a
Yeah.
shot. Speaking of which, I got the Resident Evil 4 remake.
Yeah.
Fucking incredible. It is everything I wanted from a remake of this game, dude. It is so fucking good. Everything, the presentation, the storytelling, it's just all done so well. The game is almost shot for shot in a lot of aspects to the point where there's the difficulty modes actually separate out to like pick this mode if you played the original Resident Evil 4, pick this difficulty if you haven't. And I didn't believe it was gonna be that big a difference, so I picked the standard difficulty. And yeah, because I kind of know what's coming, I'm able to like guide my resources to handle that. So I recommend if you've played Resident Evil 4 quite a bit, the original, play the hardcore difficulty because I'm finding the standard kind of easy. I might switch over.
Why would you start on? See, you already like play on hardcore, like normally.
No, I don't.
You don't.
I, no, I don't. Maybe after I beat a game, I might go back into it, but for the
Well, I
most
just meant
part, I
Resident Evil
still.
specifically, or Resident Evil 4 specifically. Isn't like that's your thing. Is like you played on like hardcore.
Yes, yes, and that's because like I've played Resident Evil 4 like to death, so I can play the game professional, and that's the only way like I'll have like any semblance of like difficulty. But that's also a game I've played like at least once a year every year for like 15 years.
Yeah.
So that's why when the Resident Evil 4 remake came out, even though it told me like, hey, if you played Resident Evil 4, play on hardcore, I was like, I don't know, I have a kid, I don't want to be frustrated with the game, like my first time through it. I'm gonna start on standard and then try it on hardcore. And I kind of wish I'd started on hardcore because I am finding the game a little easy. Um, but it's still fucking fun though. Like the stuff that they do change, definitely caught me off guard in a good way. Even though it's all the stuff I loved in the original, they change enough of it to make it feel fresh again. Like there's some cool shit in there I don't want to spoil if you're like a fan of the original, but you'll see it when you play through it and you'll be like, oh, that's a neat little trick that you did on me. Someone who has this expectation. But yeah, it's really, really fucking good. I love what I'm playing so far in this game, and I'm only a couple hours into it, but I fucking love it, dude. I can't wait to play some more and really, really get into it, see what the end game stuff looks like. Because it's a fucking blast, dude. I'm having so much fun with this. It's I can't describe just how incredible it is. The new mechanics of the game are really neat. They have a new parry system now with your knife. You use your knife to like parry what would have been normally like instant death attacks, and that's really fucking cool because now you feel like a lot of the deaths that you had in the original game feel less unfair, and you can be a little bit more aggressive now because you don't have to worry about getting insta killed. It's just all in all, it's just a really, really fucking great game. And I don't want to talk too much and spoil some more stuff, but go check it out. Like if you liked Resident Evil 4, this remake is everything you're gonna want in that game. Go play it. Just go play it.
Yeah, I still need to finish 2 and 3.
I would argue you have to finish 2 because the story of 4 is like a sequel to 2, but even then, the game it's its own thing, dude. It references 2 sometimes, but for the most part, it's its own game. Just play it. It's fucking great. But yeah, that's what I've been playing. Go check out Wilson. Go check out the Resident Evil 4 remake. They're fucking incredible games. And yeah, thank me later once you go play them. We have quite a bit to go over today in terms of gaming news, man. And I'm excited to break into some of this shit because we got some pretty neat announcements, man. Counter-Strike 2 was one big one that like nobody saw coming. And it's kind of a meme right now that Valve doesn't make games anymore, but here we go with Counter-Strike 2, a sequel to Counter-Strike, which it got its last update with what? GO back in like 2010.
Yeah.
But
And
Counter-Strike 2 is doing some pretty neat stuff. Like, it's not just a graphical upgrade, even though it is. It's using Source 2, which is the same engine that ran Half-Life Alyx, which I haven't played yet, but you played it, and you said that game was incredible, right?
I didn't play it.
I thought you played Half-Life Alyx.
I don't have VR anymore.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I
I
didn't
thought
play
you played
that.
Alex. Oh, well, I heard it looks good. Um, yeah, Valve is claiming Counter-Strike 2 is supposed to be the largest technical leap forward in Counter-Strike history, ensuring new features and updates for years to come, which, with the way Counter-Strike GO went, I'm willing to believe them. Um, the first thing they introduced was responsive grenades. Smoke grenades now have a dynamic volumetric object. They exist as an actual object in the space and interacts with the environment. So it reacts to things like lightning, gunfire. If you put it in a hallway, it'll actually form around that hallway. If you shoot through it, there'll be a second where your bullet disperses the smoke in that little area before it fills back up again. You can throw a grenade to completely clear the smoke out. They were showing off some stuff with it that was pretty neat that I really liked. That I thought was really cool to see like in gameplay.
Yeah, this shit is crazy,
Um,
man.
yeah, there's some stuff that kind of looked weird, like when they threw it in a there was a part where they showed it off in a like a debug area where they threw it in like a pipe or something and you saw it fill up the pipe. That looked kind of weird to me. I'm like, smoke doesn't work like that, but that's probably just to debug it to kind of show off like,
Well, I think it
you
works like
know,
that, but you're talking about like
I
this
don't know, like
this
this part
scene.
right here. Yeah, yeah, that part right there. Like,
I think that would work like that. Well, because
I
it's
don't
like
know.
smoke. Like
It's like a
that's the thing.
foam.
Like
It's like a
smoke
foam
is.
almost.
Yeah, well, I don't know how a smoke grenade works, so
Yeah,
that's the thing.
yeah, I don't
Like
know.
so, some of the stuff they show, I thought the like when they shoot through it is the part where it looks
Yeah, that
weird.
was cool as hell. That was cool as hell. Like that was something that was super neat
But that's the thing.
that
I
I've
don't know if it
never
works like that.
seen. I don't know if it works like that either, but I don't care because it's
It does
cool.
look cool as shit though. But
Yeah, it
it's
looks
like
really cool, and there's a mechanic to it too.
yeah,
Like just the tactics involved with that are insane to me to like think about because they were showing off, oh, a grenade will like clear out a chunk of it, and the tactics that alone, like okay, you can throw a grenade in there to clear it out and see the enemies, but if your buddy's in there, you're gonna fuck your buddy up. So is it worth it to get that visibility, which you might hurt your buddy? Um, but also, if you're on the other side of the smoke and you shoot through it, your enemies can see where that shot's coming from for that split second and make a decision from there. It's There's some cool shit there, dude. There's a lot of tactics involved with just a smoke alone that I'm like, okay, this is gonna like change the game up. Like a game built around that alone is like very interesting to me.
I
I
just
can't
can't
wait to
believe
see what else they show off.
I can't believe no one's done this yet.
Same,
I know there's been
same.
games where it's like they've had smoke, but it's just been like for like a set piece level where it's like I think like one of the Call of Duties did it or like one of the Metros did it. Where it's like, yeah, we got smoke, but it's just like one part of one level that's just like,
Yeah,
oh yeah, the fog effects here. You can actually walk through the fog, and it's like not a game. There's no gameplay purpose. It's just straight visual, and it's like only for like a 2.5 minute segment of this level where they just put it there and it kind of just works. But this is actual like a gameplay mechanic,
yeah.
and you know, there's mechanics around it that alter the way you play, and it's fucking exciting. And everyone's gonna copy this, and it's gonna be the next
Yeah,
big thing.
I think
Everyone's
so
gonna
too.
copy everything in this is not just the smoke. Everyone's gonna copy everything in this, dude.
I agree, dude. I agree, dude.
This whole
Everything.
game is
This is gonna set the standard for like FPSs going forward. I think.
yeah,
Um, I played a bit of Counter Strike Go a while ago, like long time ago. When I first got into PC gaming, I was like, "What's a good PC game that people like?" Counter Strike. Let's try that. I got my ass kicked. I'm not gonna lie, but I had a lot of
yeah.
fun for the couple hours I dumped into it. I see the appeal of Counter Strike. I do. I see the appeal. Um, I might get back into Counter Strike with two now because this looks like a lot of fun. They also announced sub tick updates. So those of you who don't know, Counter Strike I guess is very notorious for how its server ticks work. Tick is like certain reactions, like movement, shooting, how that correlates
Not
into the
just
actual
not just Counter
gameplay
Strike,
server.
not just Counter Strike. This is literally how every single fucking FPS works.
I
Every
hear
single
it's
one.
worse in Counter Strike. That's what people have told me, but
I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
about that. I
Um,
don't know about that.
yeah,
Like Call of Duty, fucking Call of Duty is like notorious for "wow, I shot that guy" like type shit.
yeah. Yeah,
Um,
basically, those of you who don't know, it's like if you ever played a game where like you shoot somebody, you're positive it hit them, but it doesn't register. That's because the ticks were off, like their movement versus your shot weren't synced up, and that's what caused the server to determine like, oh, you didn't make that shot, even though you clearly did. The way this works is that it knows the exact instant a motion starts, and it's able to basically roll that back in real time to make sure it connects in the order it's supposed to. They describe it a lot better than I do in the fucking presentation, but there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff here that's just because if this was easy, everybody would have done it already.
yeah,
But the way they describe it is basically the server has a system that registers ticks as they occur and then rolls it back in real time so that the intended effect happens from the player's perspective. It's pretty neat the way they describe it, and I feel like there's a lot of work in that we're taking for granted because the way they describe it is like this cannot have been easy to implement. So, actually, kind of similar to how rollback netcode works in fighting games, but
yeah.
with
But
fighting games,
I don't think
there's a
they're
much
rolling.
simpler.
You use the word roll back. I don't think they're rolling anything back here. I think it's literally just tracking the exact time everything's happening and doing everything just on exact timing.
I think
I
they
think that's
said
literally what
like
it is.
I think they said that it determines the timing and then plays it out. Like it basically, how can I word it? Oh
It's
God,
just
how can
like
I word
it's
it?
like the exact like time code of all the actions, but there's
Yeah,
no. I don't think there's any rolling back happening. I think it's just accurate. That's all it
I have
is.
to watch the presentation. I just saw it like yesterday, so I can't remember how they described it. But they made it sound like a lot more complicated than like just oh shit happened as opposed to. Um, all maps have been completely overhauled and all the visual effects have been updated to match the Source 2 engine. All items have been enhanced and will carry over to CS from CS:GO, which is like incredible to do
Yeah,
that because CS:GO has been out for so long. There's so many aesthetics and cosmetic items that
You're
You
doing
just
it
get to
without
carry over to
NFTs.
CS2. Yeah, they're doing it without NFTs, by the way. It just, oh, look at that, just carries over to the next game. So there we go. And and this is the best part. It arrives this summer as a free upgrade to CSGO.
Yeah.
Like, what? Are you fucking with me? That is insane. I bought CSGO like 10 years ago, and I can upgrade to CS2 as soon as it comes out, just like everybody else, without paying any extra money. That is just. People joke around that Valve doesn't make games anymore, but when they do make a game, dude, like it's like an event. Like they don't fuck around when they make a game, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things that they didn't talk about a lot is like community created maps and shit. Basically, people getting into the source engine and just creating stuff. I feel like it's the new hot trend that's happening now is just like community driven creations, like the community getting in there and just making stuff and then putting it out, using the game as a platform for expansion, basically by the community.
Yeah. Yeah,
Which,
I wonder how that community stuff is going to carry over to CS2. Like,
yeah, I think they're putting out the source engine stuff so that people can actually do that. Because we're gonna talk about the Unreal stuff. Epic is doing the same thing with Fortnite,
yes.
and also Life by You, that like the Sims game from Paradox. They're also doing
Yeah.
something very similar. So I think it's interesting that kind of community development. So that's stuff I
Yeah,
want to.
there's games become like next level once the community does something with it. Like that's what determines like a good game from a great game, right? Like that's why
Yeah.
Counter-Strike Go or CS:GO was so popular. That's why you could argue like Left 4 Dead still has as much staying power as it does. That's why Skyrim has as much staying power as it does. Because once the community gets their hands on it and does whatever they want, like it's over, man.
Here it is.
Um,
The Source 2 item workshop will be available. Two tools will be available for community map makers to make it easier to build. So, and yeah, again, like what they're showing here looks like awesome in terms of like the tools to, like, it's basically the same tools they use to make the game themselves. They're just putting it out for the
yeah,
community. So I love to see
yeah,
stuff like that.
it's same. I love seeing stuff like this. I can't wait to see what the community does with this. Speaking of which, like you're right, State of Unreal just had Unreal just had their State of Epic Games just had their State of Unreal presentation at GDC, and they're talking about a bunch of new features coming into Unreal Engine 5.2. Man,
Yeah.
the procedural content generation is pretty neat. The way how it allows you to basically define rules and parameters very quickly and populate expansive, detailed spaces much faster. So instead of having to put stuff down like by manually, you can just generate. You can run an editor, have it generate the stuff for you to fill in these spaces to give it that effect. It's really neat to do something like that, I think, because then you're not spending all
Yeah.
this time handcrafting everything.
Which I think
And
this kind of stuff has existed before, but I think the
yeah,
difference with this is that it's context aware. It's aware
yeah,
of what you've already put, and it'll automatically adjust itself based on the things that are already around it, and then you can modify it as well afterwards to kind of get the intended look, which is great.
yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's not just copy pasting like assets. It's generating assets and filling in those spaces for you.
Yeah.
It's gonna. I don't know how that's gonna. How much it's gonna impact like development. I'm sure there's some devs out there that are like, oh my god, I just saved all this time now with the system. But I don't know. I'm not a game dev, but it is cool to see that we might get if developers can focus less on because I think that's the problem with modern gaming, right? A lot of developers focus too much on like the finer details of things. that stuff like gameplay, usability, that kind of gets shoved off a little bit.
Yeah.
So to take a lot of that stress away from devs, especially independent devs, this gives smaller dev teams the chance to make these big AAA experiences without having to deal with the AAA like crunch and dev time
Or even
and
big
resource.
teams, like it's
Even big teams, yeah, they can generate a lot more quickly
there's a lot of
and
stuff you
focus
gotta
on,
waste
yeah,
time on.
yeah,
Like even so, they put out the also this animator thing, which
yes,
was that was the big one where I'm like, this is gonna save people so much time because animations is fucking it's very time consuming,
yep,
especially when you don't have the time when you have to like you have to like work on the animation, then you have to like build it to actually see it in the game.
yeah,
You gotta like render it out just to see it. So what they showed here is they brought out Ninja Theory, who's working on Hellblade, and they took out an iPhone, which I don't know why they're doing this with iPhone after their shit with Apple, but they only said iPhone. They didn't say anything about Android, but they brought out an iPhone and literally just recorded her face and then took it directly into the engine and had a fucking fully face captured thing going that needed a bit of like touching up, but they were all like 90% there already. Like it could save so much time in terms of like animation, and then they could like take that animation and just put it on whatever model they're working on.
yeah.
And it was like
That's crazy.
this shit was impressive as fuck. When I saw it, I was like, holy shit, that's like incredible.
Yeah, it's all done in real time, like with no rendering needing to be done. Like,
Yeah.
that's great. This is cool. Like, that's great to see that, dude. I can't wait to see what like other. I want to see what smaller devs do with this. Like, it's gonna be really cool to see what like these huge AAA devs do with this technology. But I'm curious what like smaller devs can do. To get this AAA experience and technology without needing a AAA budget or dev team. Um, that's what I'm excited to see. We'll see what happens with it, but already I'm seeing like the potential here to make things so much more easy and more accessible for developers. Um, they also add an Unreal editor for Fortnite, which I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
It's an application that works side by side with Fortnite's existing tool set, and it's basically used to design, develop, and publish games directly into Fortnite. So you boot up Fortnite, you can play like community made, not just like game modes, but like actual games. Like,
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything like this since like Little Big Planet.
Or well, where my mind went was well, because like Epic's done this kind of. They've done it with not really that deep, but it reminded me of Unreal Tournament, or like even like Quake and like Quake 3 specifically, and Unreal Tournament, where they had like these again they had like like custom maps with totally custom game modes. I remember playing Unreal like RPG in Unreal Tournament, and it was just like a totally custom game mode. It had like giant versions of the enemies. Like it was like a co-op thing where everyone in the game would try to kill all these enemies, and you get experience points, and you could level
Oh,
up.
I never heard of that. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah, and it was just built into. It was just a mod. It was just you could just go in and you didn't have to download anything. You just load the game up, and people would just be running this map. And when you load it into map, it would just download everything you needed. And that's what this reminded me of. Kind of. This is way more than that because
Yeah.
you can use completely custom assets and animations, everything, just by using the engine. But this is that in like times 10, which is awesome.
I want to see what like people have already made with this. Like, it's already available right now, right? Like,
Yeah. So I kind of I want to dip into Fortnite and kind of see um what can be done, what people are doing with this, because it's kind of exciting.
yeah, dude. It is really exciting. Just the make whole games out of Fortnite. Like,
Yeah.
let's go take let's see what people have done. I kind of want to check it out now. I want to download Fortnite and see what that looks like.
Hamtaro says in the chat here. He says, is it cheaper to split a small profit with community creators than to pay a dev team to create the content? And the answer is yes, but also you don't have to pay. You don't have to pay. They don't have to split anything. They don't have to. I should say that
Yeah.
they don't have to split anything with the community creators. So that's one thing that Epic is stressing is that first of all, they already split. They already give anything that's built on Enro Engine. They're giving 88% to the developers already. That's already being done.
Okay.
But they announced with this. They also announced another thing: the community. What are they calling it? Creator economy,
Yeah.
where
I think that's the term they used.
it's just a special like Fortnite thing. Whatever is built in Fortnite goes into a pool, and it's not just anything that's built in Fortnite. It's any profits any that is ever made in Fortnite. So anything that Fortnite makes at all goes into a pool for the community, which is
Well, that's
very
good.
nice. That's very
Yeah, that is
generous.
nice.
No
Yeah, they
one
don't
is
have to do
doing
that.
that.
They don't have to do that
Yeah,
at all. Like your
like
payment for making stuff in your game is like the pride of having your thing be in the game. Like that's how
yeah,
most developers handle it. But it's cool to see that. I never thought I would say this, but Unreal Engine and Fortnite are doing some pretty cool things. Like you might joke about Fortnite and the community and the people that play Fortnite, but this is shape making waves in the industry that I haven't seen since like Minecraft, dude.
yeah. It's pretty cool. I mean, this is gonna like
Yeah.
drive. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely gonna drive a lot of attention to Fortnite in terms of like if you're an indie dev or even if
Yeah.
you just create even if you just create assets. Like if you're just the guy that makes fucking gun models, like
Yeah.
you can still just like put them in their asset marketplace, and people can use that. It is almost like Little Big Planet or what was that like Dreams,
Oh
where
yeah.
people can just make you can be the guy that just makes dinosaurs, and then you can just be that guy and just sell your dinosaurs, and people can just use that in whatever they're making. You can be the animator and you can be the guy that animates the dinosaurs, and then someone can take that stuff, and it's really collaborative in that way,
Yeah,
which is really
I love
cool.
seeing that. I love seeing that. I can't wait to see what the community does with this. It's already available, so I'm sure there's some cool shit already. But I can't wait to see all of it, dude.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, we talked about the consolidated marketplace already, the creator economy. Yeah, I can't wait to see what the community does with this. Um, Next, you got the future game show, spring showcase. I didn't see it yet. Wasabi said it was mostly boring, so there's a couple
yeah,
highlights he wants to check out. First was a Combat Champions. I saw this trailer, and this looks cool.
yeah.
It's a shooter set in a world without lawyers where corporations settle their business on the battlefield. You said it looks
I
like Mag. I never played Mag.
Mag. The cool thing about Mag was that, which no one's done since, is it was 256 players versus 256 players. Massive action game. Yeah,
Yeah,
Rip Mag, and I swear I want someone to do that. I just want someone to do that. And this game looks it looks like it almost looks like a mag to me, but I can't tell. I would be totally uninterested in this if it's just if it's just like a battlefield or whatever.
like a standard like 6v6 shooter or something.
Yeah, because they got like so I went on the Steam page and it's like, oh yeah, there's like classes you can pick, and so you can be like the demolitions guy or you could be like the mechanic or whatever. And I'm like, okay, you're speaking my language. Like, how many players though? They nowhere do they specify how many players it is. Which what I want is a mag. I want a mag, and I feel like for what they're going for here, that kind of like a mag would be it would fit right in with like if it's like corporations settling their battles on with guns. Uh, Yeah, if like all the oil companies were like, "Fuck you, this is our oil. Get on the field. I'm gonna kill all your guys." It's like, yeah, like I just I want it to be like a huge battle.
I don't know. From the trailer I'm seeing, I don't know if it's going to be quite that big. We'll see when it comes out, but I don't know if it's going to be quite that big. Wasn't there like a game kind of like that? What was it called? Like Planet Side, I think. Is that it?
PlanetSide PlanetSide is an MMO where it's not really like a mag because mag was like it was just one map and everyone's kind of it was just one unified battle on a giant map. Whereas PlanetSide's kind of like an MMO where it's like a gigantic map and different sections you're trying to control.
Yeah,
And
it's like a huge like battlefield. Like you're basically taking control of this planet,
yeah,
and that's the whole MMO aspect. It's like contributing to the war effort. Taking these control points, and they
yeah.
turn into like these huge battles with like supposed to be hundreds of people. I never
I
played
guess
it, but I heard good
PlanetSide is
things.
the I guess it's the closest. But
Yeah,
yeah, it is. It is. I guess. Yeah. I guess you could say it's a mag. It is a mag. I guess. But
yeah,
it's a little. It's not quite what I'm going. What
yeah.
I'm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you want to like go into a server, load up a map, and like there we go, 250 V250. Like just load up a server and get
No,
going on
because
that.
the point of mag was that the point of mag was that everyone contributes to the overall goal of the map, which was like to just control like say you were the guy, say there was a team that had the tank, right? That squad had the tank. My squad of like 16 guys would be responsible for like infiltrating the inside the like going around the base so that we could like open the gate for the guys on the tank so they could drive through the gate.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Like
That's
that's what like
neat.
mag was. It was like every squad had their responsibility of like doing something to contribute to help out some other squad somewhere. So yeah, the tank guys needed to drive through the gate, but the gate is locked. So someone had to infiltrate and like get through the gate. Or if we had planes, we had to infiltrate the base and shut down our anti-aircraft turrets so that our planes
Ooh,
can jump in and then guys can like parachute on top of the base. Shit like that.
that
Like
is cool. This
everyone
is massive
contributed to it.
warfare. I love it.
Yeah. It was like
Ooh, I've
shit like
never seen
that.
anything like that before. I've never seen anything like that before.
Like Battlefield tries to do that, but everyone just plays Battlefield like it's fucking Call of Duty. So no one ever, no one ever, you never even get to that point. But
Yeah,
that's why Mag was cool because you actually had objectives that you had to complete as a squad that contributed to the overall thing.
that's really cool. I like that. I like that. Okay, I'm sold. I hope this Combat Champions game is like that. But we'll see when it comes out. They just had a trailer right now, no real release date yet, so we'll see when that drops. Um, Next up is Pizza Possum. This game looks fun. This looks like a funny little like
Yeah,
it's a stealth game. You're a little possum that's just very hungry, so you just steal snacks from people.
yeah,
I
that's
like it.
basically it.
I like it. It's like you just see this little dude just like munching on other people's food. It's really funny just watching him just like
Yeah.
it's funny. Possums are funny animals. They're just funny looking animals. I like
I don't
possums.
think I've ever
I
seen
wouldn't.
one.
They're funny animals. At least I think they're funny. But yeah, that's Pizza Possum. Go out there, stealth game, just steal food from people. Next, we got Battle Shapers. It's a blazing fast, very vibrant shooter roguelite where you take down hordes of deadly robots. That's set to drop summer 2023. I didn't
Yeah,
see this trailer yet, but this looks pretty cool.
yeah. This looks like your type of shit. It's a yeah. It's like a rogue like. I mean, yeah, it is what it says it is. It's a roguelike shooter. So, run
Ooh,
based and you're getting different power ups and abilities and shit.
ooh, I'm into that. Yep, that's my shit. This is RoboQuest and like
Yeah,
fucking gunfire.
Yeah.
Like this is it for me. Well, let's see what it focuses on. If it lets me do stupid bullshit and like mix and match like abilities that have no business being together, but doing like some ridiculous shit with it, then I'm in. Is there a demo for that yet? I hope there is. Hold on, let me check the store.
I don't think so. It's gonna launch in early access though.
Oh, then yeah, there's no way there's gonna be a demo. Yeah, it's not set to release till quarter 3 of 2023. I am adding it to the wish list though. That game looks. You're right. That's my cut. That's up my alley right there, dude. The next game we got is Go Go Town, the next game from Prideful Sloth, the creators of Yonder, the Cloudcatcher Chronicles, and Grow, Song of the Evertree. I've never heard of either of those games, but it's a wholesome life sim game set in a bustling town with a working DDR machine.
It's like a Animal Crossing, except
Yeah.
like building a village. You're building like a whole like modern town, basically. Looks really cool.
Yeah, it looks
Love the
neat.
little
I like that.
animation.
Yeah, it's a neat, cute little game. I like it. I can see the appeal for this game. And then some quickies. Got an announcement event, Life by You.
Yeah,
So this game studio is led by Rod Humble, the original executive producer for The Sims 2 and Sims 3. And he's the creator of Second Life. I knew about Second Life already, but I haven't heard of like this game.
well, yeah. This is basically their take on The Sims. And so you look at this game and you go, boy, that looks like shit. But the thing is, I think the thing about The Sims is that it has a very casual audience, an audience of people who don't have super high powered computers. You know what I mean? Like they're mostly playing The Sims on like laptops and whatever, like home computers that they use for work or whatever. So
Yeah.
you look at it and you go, this looks like shit. But also it's still early, but also it's not supposed to look incredible. So they're probably still working on it. Don't get me wrong, but it's like it's the mechanics that's important here. And dude, the shit they're showing for this game is, well, first of all, the shit they're talking about it having is on some like Peter Molyneux esque, like how are you getting this done this year type shit.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
just got me concerned. They're talking about so much shit here.
it's
Um,
it's basically imagine The Sims, but what if you could play it like a third person game? Like what if you had direct control over The Sims? What if you could go into first person or third person? What if you could just actually drive the cars? What if
yeah,
you what if you actually what if it had dialogue? What if it had real dialogue and not just gibberish? Uh what if you could like what if it just had a whole city and you could just control any character in that city in real time with no loading screens? Uh these are all the things they're saying that this game is going to do. And I'm
yeah,
like,
and
I don't believe you, but it
yeah,
sounds fucking awesome.
yeah.
So
I want to see it come out just to see if they meet their promises or how badly they crash and burn. Like I'm
yeah.
excited either way. Um, we'll see when it
Um
comes out. This guy was like, Rod Humble. He knows what he's doing when it comes to these
yeah.
the Sims type games. So we'll see what happens with this. Maybe this won't be a Peter Molyneux situation. This will be maybe he'll actually be able to make good on his promises here. But we'll see what happens,
And
man.
again, it's supposed to be another game where the tools that they use to build the game, they're just putting out. So when this launches in early access, it's gonna have everything that they use to make the game is gonna be available to the community. So you're just gonna be able to just build everything like straight up. And they showed some of those tools. There's a full on fucking like script editor. There's like everything basically. A dialogue editor, so you can build your own like dialogue trees and shit.
Yeah.
And that stuff looked like it works. I'm like, okay, you guys have the tools, and yeah, it's one. Yeah, just give it to the community and let them build everything, and then you'll have a full game, or like what? Like I don't know, like how this shit fucking works. I mean, it fucking awesome though. I mean, you just turn this into straight up like a GTA, like a full on fucking life sim.
Yeah, like how deep does this go? Like,
From what they were saying, you can do absolutely everything in anything, which is I don't know. Yeah. So I'm curious. I'm curious. Yeah. So, but if you go, this is a live stream they did, and if you go in the chat, you can see the real time chat, and everyone's just ecstatic, dude. Everyone's just, which I'm happy to see that people are happy about this. Which that's all I'll say. I just love that everyone's same thing with like Counter Strike. Uh, like I love that they can announce a game and the community is totally behind it because
yeah,
there's been so much of shit coming out where it's just not at all what anyone wanted, and I just love that recently with Counter Strike and with this, and I guess with like the Fortnite Epic shit, it's all like the community is just super ecstatic. They just love everything that's happening. So, you know, I am not at all part of the Sims community. I have no idea what they want, but if this is them in the chat here, they seem very happy. So I love to see that. So
yeah. Let's see what happens with it, man. But I'm excited to see either direction it goes. I'm excited to see it.
yeah.
Also, beloved TMNT graphic novel, The Last Roman, is becoming a video game. So those who don't know, Last Ronin was a comic that came out in 2021. No, 2020. It's a different story. It's very different from normal Ninja Turtle stories. Basically, all the turtles died except for one turtle. I'm not gonna spoil who it is. But he's the last surviving turtle. He goes on to get revenge of his brothers by using all of their weapons. So pretty cool idea. And apparently there is not talks, but it is happening. There's a video game being developed based on the story of this game with ideas of making it an action RPG like God of War, which would be really cool to see. I prefer if they go the Devil May Cry route with it, just make it crazy, but we'll see what happens with it. Um, there's no announcements yet on like who the developer is or who they're getting to work on it, but it's gonna be coming in the next couple months or years, so just stay tuned to get more information on it. I mean, we'll wait. We'll see what happens with it, man. It could be something cool. Like it could be something really, really cool.
Yeah.
I
It's got
fucking love
me
me some Ninja Turtles.
it's got me
So
wanting to check out this graphic novel. I had no idea this was even a thing.
I heard about it like years ago when it got announced. They released it in like parts, so you had to buy each like book to get the whole story. I think it's done now. The issues are all done, so you can probably buy like a big collection of all the issues to get the full story going. The internet kind of ruined it for me though, so I know who the surviving turtle is. Supposed to be like a twist,
Oh,
but yeah, you're not supposed to know who it is for like the first couple chapters, but I know now because the internet ruined it for me. But it's a cool concept, you know. The turtles are all dead. Here's one turtle left. He's gonna get revenge of his brothers and use all their weapons at the same time. Like that's a cool idea, and I love that. I love me some Ninja Turtles, man. I'm excited for the new Ninja Turtles movie coming out. I'm excited for this game coming out. Just fucking go. Ninja Turtles has the potential to make some fucking fantastic games if it got the same budget as like Devil May Cry's and God of Wars. So we'll see what happens with this. Yeah, I'm excited for this. This is like years away. This is like development hasn't even started yet. They just announced that like it's happening. So we got the years away from this happening, but I can't wait to see it come out. Some new trailers and videos. You got Lego 2K Drive, which I don't think anyone expected this to happen.
yeah. This looks fucking awesome.
This does look awesome. Reminds me of they did a Lego racing game back in the day, right? Lego Racers. That was called, yeah, Lego Racers. I remember that.
Yeah,
So
but
it's got
this
that
is
like
different.
energy.
This is like
Yeah,
this is like a Forza Horizon mixed with Burnout Paradise type
yeah.
shit.
Lego Racers was like Mario Kart, but this is like Forza Horizon Burnout. But it's got this weird mechanic where like your car changes. Like
Yeah.
like they showed this part where this dude like drove into like a lake and it turned to like a boat, and then he drove out of the lake and it turned to like a different car than what he went into the lake with. So I'm not
Yeah.
sure how that works.
So people are gonna get upset when I say this, but this it reminds me mostly of Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, which the internet loves to
Yeah,
shit on. But play that fucking game, dude. That game is
yeah,
incredible.
yeah. I agree. That's a hill I'm ready to die on. It's a good
Yeah,
game.
yeah,
It's not a Banjo Kazooie platformer you wanted, but it is a very fun like mechanic. Like it's a very fun like a vehicle building game.
yeah. And this is like straight up like that's what this reminds me of. Where it's like, because I'm willing to bet there's like challenges spread across the map. And you have to build a vehicle to like solve that challenge.
I think so too, because I'm seeing bits where like they're like fighting aliens. Like they're
Yeah,
showing racing, but they're also showing like fighting aliens. They're showing like this
combat.
is like they're playing soccer. Like
Yeah,
yeah, like that's why the game's Lego Drive, not Lego Racers. So
yeah,
there's a lot of things you can do with this, and I'm okay with that, dude. Like I can't wait for this to come out. This is gonna be fun.
yeah.
That's coming out May 19th. I guess there was some controversy surrounding it with the pricing.
Uh
I
oh.
think it has like multiple tiers
Uh
for
oh.
its yeah.
There's a 2K game, so I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised.
Hold on, I'm pulling it up right now.
It shows some like pre-order tiers.
Yeah, I'm on their website right now. Oh god, yeah. There's the Rival Edition, the Drive Awesome Edition, the Drive Standard Edition.
Okay.
And each edition has different bundles and starter packs and a season pass. Oof, okay, yeah, this is making my head spin. All right. This is annoying. This is the most annoying I've ever seen in my life, dude. Oof, okay. I'm gonna put it in the stream chat here if anyone wants to see. But yeah, it's got you definitely need like a fucking graph to like see everything here.
Spreadsheet. Everything is awesome. That's what they said.
Look at this. This is
What are the prices though? I just want to know what the
it
base
doesn't
price of the
doesn't
game.
list the prices. It
Oh,
does not
great,
list the prices.
great.
You can go to the 2K store or the digital 2K store and compare editions there. Okay, here we go. You gotta click on that link. You gotta click on the system. So on Epic Games, now is there a Steam one? Yeah. So on Steam, the standard 2K drive, which was the base game and the Aqua Dirt Race Pack, if you pre-order it, is $59.99. And there's a Drive Awesome edition that includes the base game, 3-day early access, the Aqua Dirt Race Pack, the Year 1 Drive Pass, which includes Season 1 through 4 and DLC packs, the Awesome Pizza Vehicle, the Awesome Bonus Pack, which includes the Wheel Stunt Driver minifigure, Machio Beast Vehicle, and Vehicle Flare, plus 550 coins. I don't know what the coins are for, but that's $100. But for $120, you can get all of that and the Awesome Rivals bonus pack, which includes the Royal Sailor, Royal Outliner, and Royal People Rover Streetcar, the Reckless Scorpion Stunt Driver minifigure, the Lamborghini Royale, and Vehicle Flare.
Lamborghini is
Yeah, I think
good.
that's that hamburger car he was driving. That's a good
Okay.
pun. That's a
Yeah.
very good pun.
I didn't think I didn't. I mean, I guess I should have known, but I thought you would be just building your own shit. I didn't think there would be these like, special cars, or at the
Yeah,
very
I
least,
don't know
maybe
how
like
this is gonna work.
blueprints.
Yeah, I don't know how this is gonna work. Maybe it's like a blueprint with like the pack, or maybe there are certain bricks that you need. I don't know. I don't fucking know. But this is fucking obnoxious.
Yeah.
This Drive Awesome Rivals Edition's $120. That's twice the price of the base game. Am I getting 2 games worth of content here? No, I'm not. Like, why you? I don't know. I don't like this. Um,
Well,
I'm
you're
gonna
getting
wait.
the season pass. I think the big thing in those are the season passes.
Yeah, it's like a
Wait, that doesn't
1 year
even come
drive
with the.
pass.
Wait, wait.
It's
Oh no.
the year 1 drive pass, which includes season 1, 2, 3, and 4 DLC packs.
Probably what? Like they're selling you content that doesn't exist yet.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing, which is like obnoxious as fuck, dude. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. We'll see when it comes out, but this pricing is like ludicrous. And some cool news: House of the Gun Dad Arcade
Yeah.
is available to order now.
So
Is this like it's an actual cabinet you're buying, right? Yeah.
yes, they made an arcade game in the year of our Lord 2023. You can only play it in the arcade cabinet. So if you're gonna buy it, you have to buy the cabinet or just find somewhere that has the cabinet, and you can play it.
House of the
And
Gun Dad is you can order the cabinet right now on their website. The
how much
retail
is it?
price is $5,499 US.
Very nice.
It ships out of Indiana, and cabinets will ship within 90 days of the order. You will need a contact sales or international shipping. So those of you not in the US will need a contact sales. There's a number, there's an email here you can email where you can ask about international shipping. And there is a warranty. It comes with a warranty 12 months for the cabinetry and 3 months for the electronics. All arcade sales are final though, so no returns or cancellations will be honored after purchase. So make sure you want this before you get it. Jokes aside, like this is pretty cool to see this like cabinet being released and
Yeah.
Enter the Gungeon's a fucking incredible game. So to see it get all these spin-offs is really cool. And I know they announced this House of the Gun Dead like forever ago, and they had it at like certain conventions you can play it. But I didn't know that they were actually releasing a the cabinet for market. Like there's actually a way to buy a cabinet from them.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
I'd want to play this. I need to find
I would
out
want to play this
where.
too. Yeah. There should be an option to like they should work out an option to like show you like what arcades have this game.
Yeah.
I get that. I get they don't want to DDoS like people who are buying it for their personal collection, but maybe put an option like, hey, if you opt in to this disclaimer, we'll let people know where the game's located so they can come to your arcade and play it. Like that'd be cool to see.
Yeah. Well, they're just now selling it, so maybe they don't have.
Yeah,
Maybe they
like the
don't know
infrastructure for
who's.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure maybe like in a month or two they'll have like a page that's like, hey, here's the closest one to you.
that'd be cool to see. I would love to try this. Like.
Yeah.
Because this is built like for an arcade machine, so you can't just like play this on your computer. Like this is built for an arcade in mind. So
And I'm sure someone will tear it open and like, get it
I just
running
dump
in
the ROM
MAME.
for it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm sure they will. It's not gonna play as well, I think, but I'm sure it'll get going.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see when this becomes more popular. I want to play it, so I want to know like who nearby me has it. Anyone in the Tucson area, knows of an arcade that has House of the Gungeon in it or House of the Gun Dead in it. Let me know. Actually, it might be off the look. I think I saw it at Dave and Buster's forever ago. I'll have to double check. I might be making that up. What's next? Oh, and game releases. So first March 27th, Monday, we have 9 Years of Shadows. I almost read this as 9 Years a Slave, but 9 Years of Shadows. Um, Fight to bring beautiful colors back to a handcrafted world of darkness and discover the story of Europa, a young warrior, and her ghostly childhood companion, Apino.
Yeah.
This looks fun.
I played this during the demo derby.
Yeah? Was it good?
Good. It's a Metroidvania. It's good. It's a good one.
Yeah, it looks like fun. I like the main weapons like a halberd. I think pole arms are super cool weapons, but like not enough games like use
Yeah.
them.
The developer is actually Halberd Studios, so
I love that.
fitting.
Pole arms are cool weapons, man. Not enough games like use pole arms as weapons.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Yeah, I think pole arms are cool. Um, spears, halberds, pikes, those are cool weapons. But this looks like fun, dude. I really want to play this. Like, this looks like a lot of fun. I love me some Metroidvanias, so I'm gonna add it to my wish list and probably never buy it because I don't have time to play games anymore. Um, or I will buy it, but just never play it. And then March 28th, Tuesday, we got Crime Boss, Rockay City. Oh, is this
Yeah.
that game that has all the celebrities in it? Yeah.
Yeah, this is that game. I still don't know what the game is though, but this is the one.
It's kind of like what is it? It's like a payday, isn't it? Like you're running
Is
heists and
it?
stuff.
I have no
I
idea.
think.
I've not seen. They've not shown any gameplay for this, so.
And it's showing like a bank heist, but it's also showing like what looks like a fucking like Vietnam simulator. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. Um, I don't know what the fuck this game is. It's made by 505. What else has 505 done?
They're a publisher. It's by In-Game
Oh,
Studios, which again I've never heard of those guys.
I've
So
never heard of them either. I mean, we'll see what happens with this. Like, it's not releasing at full price. It's a $40 game, and if you pre-order it now, you get a special pre-order deal for like $32. So,
yeah,
and it is Epic exclusive. So we'll see when that comes out. I heard it get talked about a lot at the I think it was the Game Awards that got announced, and literally nothing about it since then. So
yeah.
I'm a little worried about the quality of this game here.
It
I don't know if
combines
it's
first-person
yeah.
shooter action and turf wars, playable solo or with friends. Uh, so real info.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we'll see what happens here with it. I don't know. I don't know if this game's gonna be great, if I'm being honest. But we'll see. Maybe it'll surprise me. Also, Last of Us Part 1 is gonna be releasing on PC March 28th as well for Steam.
yeah, I'm probably gonna buy this and play it as soon as it comes out.
I would if it wasn't $60. Like, that's
Yeah,
a
I
tall
know.
ask for an old game like this.
I mean, I haven't played this game since the PS3 version. I played it a little bit on. The only thing I played on PS4 was the Left Behind DLC. I
Hmm.
played that on PS4, but
Didn't you like? Weren't you one of the people complaining when they released like the Last of Us remake on PS5? And weren't you complaining it was like $60 too?
um, well, I think my problem with that was that it's just like I feel like it just doesn't need to be made. I think Naughty Dog's problem is they keep making this Last of Us shit, and it ruins the sanctity of that first game. Not that it's like not that the first game was like sacred or anything, but it devalues the my problem was Last of Us Part Two. Part
Yeah.
one is fine. I think you release it to a new audience and like it's whatever. But um I don't know. Yeah, like the $60 is not it's not great, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it because um PC, so I can actually do stuff with it. It's fucking like it's gonna run how it needs to run. It's gonna do like I feel like it's still a compromise getting it on console.
Yeah, the game's really pretty. Like it's using those Last of Us remake assets, so it looks really nice. I might pick this up, but not for full price. I'll get it on sale.
I just wanted to go through this game again, just to after having watched the show. I just wanted to go through this again and like
Yeah.
compare. I haven't played it in so long, so
Yeah, it's been
fresh.
a while since I played it. It might be worth checking it out again.
And I didn't
I'll
want to
probably
play it too. That was the other thing is I didn't want to play it because it was so pure the first time.
yeah. I tried replaying it like immediately after I beat it, and it's not as fun the second time around.
It's
I
not fun.
noticed.
It's not fun. It's not a good game, but it's the story that I want. That's the thing. But I want to
Yeah,
play it and like
I'm.
try to like read all the because I don't read all the pickups and shit. So I just wanted to like play it and like read all the shit. Yeah.
It's definitely worth it. Like I remember the first time I played through it, I read everything, and it's like really cool. It's really cool some of this shit because the environment like tells a story too. So like
Yeah.
whatever story you read on those like pickups, like the environment reflects it, and it's really cool to see. Um, yeah, okay, you convinced me. I'm adding it to my wish list. I'm not gonna buy day one for $60, but I will pick it up
Yeah.
one day.
I don't think I realized that it was 60, but I don't know. I might like yeah I might. I it's on PC. It's at 40 right now on uh e-tail market. What the fuck is that? Anyway,
What?
it's you can get it. You can get it for like it's on PC. You can get it for discounts, man. So
Never heard of this e-tail market. What is it? Hold on, I'm looking. This is a real website. Hold on, hold on.
tail market. Yeah, I guess I didn't. Yeah,
Is there a link? Because like I'm looking it up on this e-tail market site, and like it's not popping up.
yeah. Here's you can use voucher code e-tail last e-tail for 29. It's 20. It's $40 if you use this.
Oh, that's a lot better. That's much better. You know the Spider-Man game? Spider-Man game on there? I'll look it up later. Um, next up, we got MLB The Show 23 releasing on Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series X. It's MLB The Show 23. You play 22, it's the same game. Moving on. Um, what else am I gonna say about it? Like,
I like that it's on everything now. It's no longer just a
yeah,
PlayStation game,
yeah.
especially
So there you
Switch.
go. Yeah, so there you go. Sifu is releasing on Xbox One and Series X. The critically acclaimed third-person brawler is releasing on Xbox consoles now, so go check that out.
Yeah, I need to play this.
I need to play it too. I feel like I would love it.
But it's extremely difficult.
I heard it's extremely difficult too, but I also heard it's like really, really fun. And I love me some like beat 'em up. So March 30th, we got Dredge releasing on PC, Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series X. It's a
Yeah,
single player fishing adventure with a sinister undercurrent.
the
Sell
fishing
your
horror
catch.
game
Yes. Yes. Which
sounds
I never heard of
interesting.
that before.
Yeah,
Yeah, it definitely sounds interesting. So we'll see when this game drops March 30th what the reviews say about it. I'm hearing a lot of like attention to this game. People are excited for this game.
well, it's a
So
Lovecraftian horror.
yeah. So we'll see when this comes out, like how well it like actually implements that like Lovecraftian horror stuff. Then we got the
Okay.
Great War Western Front releasing on PC. It is the definitive World War One strategy game. All the other World War One strategy games can suck this game's dick from the back, because this is the one that's gonna. This is the World War One strategy game.
Okay.
I've never heard of this game before. I've never
Yeah.
heard of this game before. I'm
From
reading the description
Pet-
here.
Petroglyph is a developer who I've never heard of.
Yeah, never heard of
So
them either.
maybe they just make this game. Maybe they're just. Oh, I
Maybe.
like the blimps. Yeah, it's World
I
War
don't know how
One.
like I don't know how like prevalent blimp warfare was in World War One. I just saw All Quiet on the Western Front. I didn't see any blimps, so I
Well,
don't know.
this is the most definitive. That's why you didn't see any.
Maybe.
Got them here. Strategy game out the
Yeah, it's a
ass.
strategy game.
This is
This is like a strategy ass strategy game.
yeah.
This is like a board game with moving parts.
Yeah, like fucking Risk or something.
Yeah, which is fine if that's what you're into. It's not my
Yeah,
cup of tea. I got ADD. I can't play this.
yeah.
But if this is your thing, then go for sure. Go for it.
It looks grand though. It looks like
Yeah, it looks huge.
yeah,
This is like a World War One strategy game. Like this looks like there's boards on boards on boards with this dude. Like,
yeah.
what am I looking at here? There's like a combat board where the actual skirmish is happening. There's like the world board with like each territory you go to. Yeah, this is like if you wanted that World War One strategy game experience, like this looks like this is it. This is gonna give it to you. Um, Jesus. Okay. This might be. It's not for me, but I know people are gonna love this fucking game. And it's using a full orchestra to score the game. Jesus
Really?
Christ. There's like, yeah, dude, look, scroll down. Scoring the Western Front. There's a whole ass orchestra there.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What
They
the
were not
fuck?
fucking around. They were not fucking around. This developer I never heard of making a very niche game for $40 is putting a lot of systems into this. There's a lot of work in here. Wow. Okay. You got to appreciate the commitment to the bit, dude. You gotta respect that. Like,
Yeah.
they went out to make the best fucking World War One strategy game they could, and I think they did it.
I'm gonna come back to this just to see what the reception is on it.
Yeah,
Maybe it is.
that's. I don't think it's gonna do anything for like non-strategy game fans, but yeah, this looks cool. Up next is Ravenbound. Fear everything and nothing, for death brings you closer to victory. In this challenge, open world action roguelite. Open world action roguelite. How does that work? I've never heard of this game before.
Systemic reaction. The name sounds familiar. Oh, they're the Generation Zero guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
I heard of that game. Okay, Ravenbound, check that out when that releases March 30th for PC. This looks pretty cool, actually. Like, I'm gonna add this to my wish list. The combat looks really cool and fantastical, so I might like
Co-op.
this. Good question. It says single player in the description.
I'm out.
What a shame. This would be good for co-op. This would be a pretty good co-op game. Oh wow,
Huh.
that's too bad. We got Saga of Sins releasing for PC, Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series X. This is a side-scrolling action RPG. The game describes itself as like an arcade action game, which I can definitely see. But the gimmick here is that it uses a lot of like religious imagery with a stained glass art effect,
Yeah.
which I think is cool. I like the art style so far, even if it is a little janky. But the game looks like fun. It's an arcade game, so this as they describe as an arcade adventure game.
Yeah.
Which like it's not bad. Like sometimes games need to be fun. They don't have to be this like grand experience or tell this big like narrative. Sometimes it can just be a fun game with a combo multiplier.
Actually, looks dope.
Yeah, and it looks dope. Like that's what I'm saying. It looks dope. I'm into it. I'm into it. I'm adding that to the wish list. There's a demo out right now. I might download that demo. And last but not least, March 31st, we have coming out for Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series X. Blade Assault, another 2D action game. This is a roguelite platformer. I love the pixel art in this. The pixel art in this is really cool. It's got
Oh,
this interesting cyberpunk look to it.
I've seen
Looks
this
like this
game.
came out. Yeah, I've seen this game too. Where did this come out?
See, it's been out on Steam for like a year.
Yeah, it came out January last year on Steam. The reviews are mostly positive, but the recent reviews have been mixed. I wonder why that is.
What player? What a bummer.
Yeah. There's no multiplayer?
No player.
Oh, why is that?
it
This game seems like it was built to be
looks
like
like
a
it
co-op
looks like a
game.
beat 'em up
Seriously?
almost.
Yeah. Well, it's just like not a co-op game. It seems like it was like made for co-op. All right.
Game's $5 on Humble right now.
Ooh, that might be worth checking out for $5. Fuck it. Okay, that's my wish list. I might pick this one up later there too. And that's gonna do it for the show, everybody. Thank you so much for coming in and listening to us talk for the past like what hour and a half.
Yeah.
You know, there's probably better ways you want to spend your morning. We appreciate you guys spending it with us. I love doing this show. It's the highlight of my week. Sabi, man, tell people where they can find us.
Guys, you can go to Gameoverse.com. Gameoverse.com/Twitch. Gameoverse.com/YouTube. Gameoverse.com/Discord. Hop in there, talk to us, hang out with us, play video games with us. Not any of the single player ones though, because those ones don't have multiplayer. Isn't it
Yeah,
a bummer
everybody.
that those games didn't have like the ones you want to have
Yeah.
multiplayer? It's like what the like why?
Yeah,
It's like a beat 'em
Ravenbound
up.
and Blade Assault would definitely benefit from multiplayer, but whatever. Well, that's the show, everybody. Thank you so much for coming in. Hey, check out the Discord. We're always talking. We're always talking about games.
Yes.
Come say hi. Most importantly, though, everyone have fun, be safe, be excellent to each other. And we'll see you all next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.